cranes up.
Hello, hello, everyone, and
Hi.
welcome to Monday Office Hours I'm Corey,
And I'm Lavander.
and we are Corvander's
Corvander's
Grill.
Grill.
And yay, it's Monday.
It is Monday.
Wow,
I know because I'm on this show.
it's true. It's how I keep track of my Mondays.
That's so funny. Yeah, the weeks definitely go by really, really, really fast. Usually by the time we finish this show, I feel like we're started again. So, yay for Mondays. But it's awesome because we get to be here with every single one of you, and we love that. We love our
Yeah.
Mondays. We love everyone who watches our show. We love interacting with all the people.
We also have our Zoom back up and running. So if you're out there and you're seeing this and you would like to hop on camera with us, come say hi, connect, get support, talk about the topic of your choice. Feel free to connect to the Zoom via the link in the description.
Yeah, jump on in,
And-
Zoom mates.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know if we have maybe Miss Manager standing by, maybe, to make sure we know if any of you are out there. Awesome.
Who's out there? Who's out?
Who are you?
Say hello.
Hello. So, what's on the schedule today? What's on the agenda?
Well, first things first is Mondays are we do our recap of the weekend. Of the weekend that I never remember. So I put all the pressure on Corey to remember every single weekend that we have.
Wow. I don't know if there's that much, many eventful things to talk about from this past weekend.
I think we had some good things. Friday we had
Well, Friday we had game night.
game night, and for those
Superstar guests.
yes, so we finished Lovers in a Dangerous Space time for those who are following us on that, and we started a new game, and it was called Tricky Towers, which was tricky and fun.
It was.
absolutely amazing, smashing hit. Definitely a fun party game for friends, and we had special guests Grace Nori and Miss Manager.
Yeah.
So
It was a lot of fun. It was a competitive game where we were basically playing Tetris, only instead of clearing the blocks with Tetris blocks, you are building them into a tower. And in some of the games, you're trying to get the tower as tall as you can. In some of the games, you're trying to get it as wide as you can without falling off the edge. And in others, you're trying just not to let any of them fall at all. So it was fun. It was competitive. It was a friendly competition. And
For some, I take
For-
it very serious.
for others, it was an unfriendly competition. I felt it was a very friendly competition. And we had some fun with all of you in the comments. So thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Again, we have game night every Friday night at 8 p.m. ish. Sometimes more like 9. But
Whenever the game comes on, you
yeah,
know.
whenever the technology works itself out and the people arrive and the games begin is when they begin.
Yeah, the party doesn't start till like everyone gets there, you know. So sometimes it's a little later. But that was game night. And that was a
It
lot.
was a lot of fun. Yeah.
It was
Definitely
really
enjoyed
really
that.
fun. So Saturday, I never know what we do, Corey. What happened Saturday? Saturday was movie marathoning. So I think we talked about it a little bit before that we've been recapping the Avengers movies with our friend, and you all know if you are on game night with us, the amazing Boss Nova, Tassanova, T Nova, Cool Kid on the Block Nova, whatever name we think about that ends with Nova.
Supernova.
Supernova. She's been rewatching the Avengers movie, or the Marvel movies. I won't say Avengers because they're all different ones.
If you want to.
The Marvel movies, and we've been enjoying that.
Wow, special guest, Bossa Nova in the flesh.
People just walk on the set, and we don't know what's gonna happen.
We
The
have
show
all
is
those flashing
crazy.
lights that say like, "We're live here, recording in progress, studio lights on," and people
yeah.
just ignore all the signs. They just crash right onto the set.
We're gonna have to talk to our security about just
Yes,
letting anyone
security
in.
team.
But luckily, we love
Jeff the
Nova.
cat has been slacking on the security detail.
They see a friendly face that they just know, and they just let anyone walk in. So
Really happy about that.
That's
And it's been fun going through. Meanwhile, getting some work done, working on my website and some other fun little projects on my computer, while also getting to catch up on some of the, well, I say some, but really all of the Marvel movies.
yeah,
I mean, I've seen them, but some of them it's been a while. It's been a minute. So they've it's been fun working our way through.
I've been
of
in
the last
and out
week.
of them, and it's been a nice recap. I've been enjoying it, so it's definitely cool. Who's your favorite Marvel character from the movies, from the movie franchise? I'll say from that.
Okay. I would love to hear, if you're seeing this, who your favorite Marvel character is. But for
Yes.
me,
Comment your favorite Marvel character from the movie franchise.
there's different aspects of it. There's different ways to answer this question, right?
What do you mean?
So,
I thought there was only one.
okay, favorite, like any superlative question when you ask me, if
This is true.
there's never a simple answer. There's never like this one's my favorite.
Where's Amber at when you need her?
So, one way to answer this for me is, I mean, simply I would say probably like Doctor Strange is definitely one of my favorites. He's very intelligent, while also I love the fact that he used to be kind of a jerk and has calmed his mind and used to focus on the unimportant things and now focuses on protecting the universe. That's pretty important. And time itself.
It's kind of like the magical Iron Man. Jerk who now focuses on saving the universe.
Yes. But is it... Well, I don't want to give any spoilers for people who haven't seen all the movies.
Oh, if you haven't seen all the movies by now, you're effed. Okay? We're gonna talk whole shebang.
Well, maybe. I don't think we have to give all of it away.
No, we haven't, because we haven't finished watching what's recent that's come out either.
It's true. It's true. But I was going to say, definitely love the aspect of Doctor Strange, how a lot of the superheroes have powers that feel very either not really a superpower. Like, I mean, Hawkeye has pretty good aim with a... Oh, Alexa, stop, please.
Again, Jeffrey just lets anyone on the set. We have no filter security. CorvanderGrill.com. Support the Patreon. We can hire new security.
Yes. So, I love that Doctor Strange, Okay, let me back up. Some of the superheroes feel like they have powers that aren't real. Like Hawkeye, he's cool. I like him as a person. He's really good with a bow and arrow.
Corey knows Hawkeye.
But is he a
in
superhero?
person.
Is he a superhero? I don't know. I mean, Black Widow, really cool, really awesome, amazing fighter, highly trained. I have not seen her new movie yet, so maybe there's even more cool things about her I'll discover. I'm sure that's the case. But is she a superhero? I don't know.
Well,
I like her as a person. I think she's
I would say
she's
she's
pretty
a
cool.
superhero. She doesn't have superpower ability.
Yeah, that's good distinction. Good distinction. I think everyone out there doing awesome things in the world is a superhero. Lots of superheroes in the world. I think this. I got a superhero sitting right next to me. Miss Manager, that's a superhero for sure.
Miss Manager is definitely
Definitely a superhero.
So, you ever seen anybody shape shift and change? Miss Manager. So many hats.
Yes. Now, when you say my favorite superhero from the Marvel movies, one of the things in my mind, the criteria for that is having a cool superpower, or at least they being an aspect of them. That's one of the things I consider. Another thing I consider is their intention, their motivation, their commitment, their principles is probably the easiest way to say that, and what their principles are and how much they actually embody them and stand behind them and fulfill them in their actions.
Okay.
And that's part of it. So the other thing that I really like, so I was going to say, so some of the people, so like, for example,
Captain America.
What about him?
No, I know. I was trying to fill in the blank. Go ahead.
Oh, so like the Hulk, for example, big green guy, who pretty much, I mean, I'm simplifying here. I'm sure if you've read the comics or you know more than I do, there's this may not be a true statement, but for for the most part, would say he can't die. All right, he tried to take his own life in very many ways, or at least one way he describes the movies, and was unsuccessful because the big green monster comes out, and he's pretty much invincible. Bullets do nothing to him. He's a living thing that grows, and he's really cool in the movies, but I
like Hulk.
I like Hulk a lot. He's one of my favorite characters because of his... he cares about people. He's like a gentle giant. Like, his heart is huge. He's brilliant, and he wants to save lives, and he tries to remove himself from the equation so that the Hulk doesn't come out and inadvertently hurt someone. I love that about him as a character. But as a superhero, I'm not like, wow, I look up to him because, like, it doesn't even feel real to me. It feels like one of the superheroes in the movies that I'm like, okay, like Scarlet Witch, another one, or Vision, like really awesome, amazing, two of the most powerful people in the whole universe. But I'm not like, wow, it feels real. Like, I can see that in real life. I'm like, it just feels like it's in a movie, and it's really cool to think about. But
wait, which one feels like real life though?
That's what I'm getting at here. So the most realistic ones to me would be Captain America, Iron Man.
Some old dead frozen guy?
That one it's the most realistic, right?
Okay.
Thor is a god from another planet who, has a magical hammer and summons lightning and goes through a rainbow bridge to other planets.
That's not realistic to you? That's like day to day.
We might have different definitions of realistic, but I look at Iron Man. The thing I like about Iron Man is that it feels realistic. It feels like a real person. I'm like, wow, like I could see this person existing. It's like Elon Musk, basically.
Elon Musk is Iron Man,
right? So I
go fact check me.
I love the idea of Tony Stark being this brilliant guy and having unlimited resources to dump into his passion of advancing technology to protect the planet. Love that concept of Iron Man. Don't always like his mentality and the way he goes about things, but as a description of like what he is as a superhero, I really love that about him. Captain America, guy with like the utmost morals, like who always tries to do the right thing no matter what at any expense, and would give his life fighting for others in a heartbeat, again and again. Love that about him. Feels realistic to think that.
Yeah, but he's such a square.
Yeah, he's not my favorite. I'm not saying he's my favorite because I do get a little bored from Captain America, I'll be honest. But as far as realistic, thinking about real life, I'm like, oh, if I was Captain America, life, like I'd feel good about myself. Like that's definitely someone to aspire to be, someone who can be like inspirational. But next to all the other superheroes, it's kind of like, all right, you're just a guy. It's kind of boring, like in that aspect. But compared to normal life, everyday life, real life, absolutely amazing, incredible. But then we get Doctor Strange. Okay, now Doctor Strange. Here's what's cool about Doctor Strange. His superpower
is this the part you're going to convince us that Doctor Strange is realistic?
Is the best. Okay. And that there's realistic. Yes. So
okay.
so
let's hear this.
One of the things that's really cool is that number one, he didn't get his superpower from some like alien or some like weird science experiment gone wrong, or like, okay, a spider bit me and now I have superpowers, right? Another one, Spider-Man, really cool. Also, somewhere in the middle between realistic and totally unrealistic. Like, there's a few things that are realistic about it.
I don't know. I read this article the other day that some kid who's been letting spiders bite him for like years, and he's been trying to get them superpowers.
Well, he doesn't have them. That's the that's the thing. And he can't walk on ceilings. He has
something else, but we don't talk about what he has.
So, so putting that aside, Doctor Strange. What's cool about him? Not born with powers, not given to them, just handed them over from like an alien race or something. He found an underground mind training, spiritual training facility that a lot of what they share about his practice and about what he's learning has parallels in real life to different cultures around the world, mainly in like Eastern cultures and religions, parallels with like enlightenment and with the I don't know if occult is the right word, or like the out of the public eye magic and like quote unquote real magic, but not magic that is like just pure speculative magic and for the sake of magic, but there's like a science behind what he's doing, which is what I love. It's like there's an actual description of what he's doing and how he's tapping into different energies in different planes, like the astral plane, for example, and opening the third eye, right? If you're familiar with the chakras, they talk about that in the movie, and how allowing yourself to see with the third eye. There's all these different aspects of what he's doing that is taking what many people, millions of people all over the planet, if not billions, already believe and already practice and strive to, but taking that and just inching it up like to the next level and getting access to the spirit realm or to the astral plane to be able to accomplish things that feel extraordinary. And that aspect of Doctor Strange I absolutely love. I love that he is a normal guy who worked really, really hard at...
It's like normal, kind of. I mean, he's alright. He's somewhat normal.
He's very intelligent and has been the best at everything his whole life, but he used to be arrogant about it. And he was saving lives, and he was the best at saving lives as a surgeon. And the best in his field, and he would have no problem telling all the other doctors that were not doing a good job why they're not doing a good job, because he cared about saving lives. But he also cared more about being the best, and that was where his flaw was. But in having everything taken from him, he was able to reprioritize, to then focus only on putting others first and saving lives, and not necessarily being the best for the sake of it, but working hard at his inner world, right? Not just how he looks and looking the best to everyone, but inside, finding true peace, true connection to the world around him, to the universe, to the greater good. And that is awesome. So that is why, and it's to me, that's a very realistic story. There's nothing I
can vibe with that.
Yes, of course, obviously there's lots of very unrealistic things in the Doctor Strange movie. But as a superhero, if you really describe what is his background and what is the story, to me it feels very realistic.
Doctor Strange's story.
Yeah, that is who I would want to be, from a realistic standpoint, who I actually would feel is possible or within reach. It's oh yeah, work really hard, quiet your mind, meditate for many hours, do the work of reaching new levels spiritually, mentally, emotionally, in order to save the universe.
I just thought about another Marvel movie.
What's that?
Ghost Rider.
That's a movie? Is it coming out, or is it already out?
Ghost Rider?
I've never seen it.
Made. It was with Nicolas Cage as Ghost
Oh, yeah.
Rider.
I don't think I saw that.
It wasn't bad. It was actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
It wasn't great. I liked it. They could have done a lot more with it. I thought that they were going to remake it. No.
Trash. Virtual
It
Dead
wasn't.
just
Like I
chimed
said,
in.
it wasn't the best movie. It's Nicolas Cage for one. So,
I mean, I didn't see it.
Unless you
I
like,
don't
that's
intend
what's Gone
to.
in 60 Seconds. There's not too many great Nicolas Cage movies. Hello, Virtual Dead. Hi, Chris. Chris says, I may have missed the lead into Doctor Strange, and he is not a fundamentally, spiritually, or grounded character, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you fundamentally, and I think if you, I could be wrong, but I think if you heard everything I said, you would potentially agree with me. I don't think there's anything I said that most people would disagree with. If I was just sharing about how, compared to the other superheroes, his story feels.
Corey's Gordon for realistic.
Yeah, I was saying like Captain America, and his story are two of the more like realistic ones. What was the other example I gave? I already forgot the other one I said. I was saying some of the superheroes, their powers feel so like overpowered that I'm like, is it really realistic? But I was sharing about.
These
Yes,
comments are
yes.
funny.
Yeah, I love Virtual
says,
Dez's.
What's up, fools? He should have retired after Gone in 60 Seconds. Gone in 60 Seconds was a great movie.
It was.
Yes, he should have retired after that.
I remember Face Off and Con Air. Those are the days. Those are my childhood. I must have been like 10 years old or 11 years old watching those movies, and
But it's not
I
like
still remember them and like love
Nicolas
them.
Cage puts out like horrible movies, other than Moonstruck.
Was
If you
it
saw
was
Moonstruck,
National Treasure good?
That would be like.
I don't know what Moonstruck is.
Moonstruck is him and Cher. It is terrible.
I
I
don't think I've heard of that
it's
one.
It's like an 80s older
okay.
80s movie. Yeah, it's you kind of get like this weird but it's like horrible acting in Moonstruck. We'll watch a preview of it after this show.
Okay. I'll watch a preview. I don't
man.
promise to watch any more than that.
Oh, you definitely won't want to watch any more than that. But yeah, Nicolas Cage hasn't put out like
I think I liked National Treasure. It's been quite a few
I don't
years.
remember that one.
I definitely
too well,
liked
but I remember
the
it was being
concept.
good. It wasn't bad.
There's a few of them, weren't there? Lord of War.
I
have not seen
Lord
that
of War.
either. Nor do I know what it is.
Like, I remember going to a movie theater and watching Wicker Man. I don't really remember much about Wicker Man at
I've not
all.
seen that either.
It was like this crazy, I couldn't even tell you exactly what the movie was about. I saw it in theaters. It wasn't that great, but it wasn't bad.
Chris is maybe not so impressed or
Oh my gosh. Well,
believing this.
while you both are here, we were asking who are your favorite
Marvel.
Marvel character
Yes.
superheroes, or I would
Any
say
Marvel character,
Marvel
I would say.
character.
Yeah.
It could be a villain if you want to as well, because we have some really awesome, cool villains in the Marvel movies. So whoever
If
you're,
we're going any character, also Phil Coulson. Yeah, definitely one of my
he's
favorites.
definitely like a crowd people
Crowd
like,
favorite, yeah.
yeah, absolutely
For sure. He's up there for me.
So, any of your favorite characters from the Marvel movie franchise, put it in the comments. I'd love to hear and share about that.
And I'd love to hear your reasons why.
Yeah, tell us.
So
tell
since
us
you
why.
were, I'll give the short summary, Chris, since you weren't here. I was saying that Doctor Strange, what I love about him is how he went from his, saving lives through his arrogance to working on himself, like on a mental, spiritual level. It felt very realistic to me how his story progressed and how he was able to achieve these great things, not because someone handed him a superpower, but because he worked on mastering these principles, the chakras, the third eye, all the things that, in today's spiritual community people are striving to do. He was working on those things in the with the masters of those things. So I love that aspect of his story.
Chris says Thor, Doctor Strange, Black Widow, and Star-Lord.
Oh.
I'm curious more so about your choice in Black Widow and Star Lord.
Have you seen the new Black Widow movie? We have not watched it yet.
Don't ruin it, Chris.
Yes. I'm considering actually going after this show tonight to the movie theater to watch it as a possibility.
That'd be cool.
Do love Thor.
I like Groot.
Oh, I love Groot as well, especially Baby Groot.
Baby Groot. So cute.
He's so adorable. They own their brokenness and are authentically themselves, bumps and all. I love that.
I like that too. What about Hawkeye? Especially like Infinity War's in-game Hawkeye. Gets real dark. Be curious to hear about that one. Because he definitely goes some broken stuff. Virtual Death.
Black Widow, strictly because of Scarlett Johansson. It's fair. Tony Stark reminds me of Corey. If he embraced narcissism, too smart for his own good. I'll take that as a compliment. Meh. Oh, man.
Right.
Oh, you said meh about Hawkeye, I'm guessing. Yeah.
I like Hawkeye.
I love... That is one aspect I love about Tony Stark, is that he also went to MIT. And here's a fun little story. So,
They base Tony Stark off of Corey. That's...
Not exactly. But, so, every year at MIT, the class ring is redesigned. Like, my class... Each class elects a committee that is in charge of redesigning the ring. There's always some, like... consistency from year to year. Like, our mascot is the beaver, nature's engineers, and so that's always on the front of the ring. And there's always these other elements, the crest and things like that, the skyline of Boston and of Cambridge across the Charles River. Anyways, so one of the guys in my fraternity was on the committee. I think it was class of 07. And so in the movie, Tony Stark's wearing his MIT ring. There's actually a few different people in the movie wearing MIT ring, and at least in the first Iron Man. And they're not allowed to just make one up in Hollywood. They had to borrow an actual MIT ring because of whatever, I don't know, copyright stuff. I don't know, but they got an actual MIT ring, and it was the class of 07 ring that he was wearing that my friend designed, my fraternity brother.
That's pretty cool.
So, yeah, thought that was cool. And
Have you talked to your friends about that? What their thoughts were seeing that in a movie?
Oh, yeah, I mean, that movie came out while I was at MIT. So, my whole class went, and my class of 2010, they got 100 tickets or something, and they were they gave them to us for free. And there were first 100 people to show up, get the tickets, and then a bunch of other people also went to go see the premiere. It was oh my God, Iron Man's coming out, and he went to MIT, and they, hearing them talk about it in the movie was cool.
Chris says mascot should be the termite. Now those dudes are some engineers, or the bumblebee, but it's not.
Yeah, also very cool, but I don't know how much that would land for people. I mean, the beaver's already kind of a stretch for people to get. They don't always get it. Beaver, that's not very cool. I don't know if we were the MIT bumblebees, that would come off any better. So
seems aggressive.
Bumblebee, we're gonna sting you. I love it.
So cool.
But yeah, Virtual Does. I love that. The Tony Stark, too smart for his own good. Definitely agree with you on that one. And I mentioned...
I've never been an Iron Man fan. I'm a Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man fan, but Iron Man the comics were not that great.
I mean, I never read the comics, so I only know Iron Man
They
from the
bored
the
me
movies.
just about as much as Captain America. And Captain America never got exciting.
Hmm.
I like Chris Evans though.
I do. Me too. He's. I like how there's all the Chris's in the movies. You got Chris Evans, Chris Pratt, Chris Hemsworth, and they're all like always talking about like who the best Chris is. It'd be really fun to be
So
on set with them. And then aren't there a few different? Oh, there's 2 Benedicts. You have Doctor Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch, and also Benedict. Is it Wu? Wong? Wong is his name in the movie. In Doctor Strange, there's 2 Benedicts.
That was sidekick, I
His
think.
like Asian like sidekick is Benedict. I forget his last name.
It is. I think it's Wong.
Is his name Wong in the movie? But his last name in real life is Wong too?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that was like thing. I don't know. I could be making stuff up. I can't wait for the second Doctor Strange to come out. That's supposed to be coming out this year, right? Next year. This year? Next year. And then
I think in March.
of next year?
I think so. And it's going to be the scariest Marvel movie to date, I've heard.
Whoa.
With Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange
Yeah.
and elements of the multiverse. I think
If you watch WandaVision,
it's gonna be
it's
where,
leading into it.
and so is
go
Loki.
Watch it.
I haven't actually seen Loki yet. I'm gonna watch it probably in the next week. It is Wong. Okay, cool. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. Planning to watch Loki probably in the next week or so. But I hear that the end of that and also the end of WandaVision both lead into the next Doctor Strange movie. So very much looking forward to that.
Yeah. Scarlet Witch is my favorite.
Thanks, Chris.
Wow, Chris liked our live stream. Thank you, Chris.
We need to. Oh, we didn't hotkey our new things. We were
What
working
things?
on just like different reactions and things. Let me see.
Oh,
I know there's a way to do it.
we're gonna find you a hot key. Chris.
We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna put a little celebration.
While
for
we
you.
do that, I'm gonna talk about Scarlet Witch because she's the best, and for different reasons than Corey. I just like raw power. People who, or non-people, who just have a lot of power in these things because powers and abilities are cool, and she's super strong, and she has very similar power to Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is more scholarly
There it is.
in his
Oh, wait,
abilities.
it didn't work.
Oh,
Sorry.
we got a transition.
What's happening?
Is it still gonna do it?
Hey!
Yay!
That's for you, Chris.
uh,
Way to go, MIT, he said.
That's awesome.
Oh, man.
But Wanda, yeah, she's amazing. I love Scarlet Witch. She's like, her capacity for her power is like Doctor Strange on steroids. So, but she's just not there yet. She's just not there yet. Or sometimes she is, but you know, it is what it is. But they're very similar, Doctor Strange and Wanda. I'm trying to think of who else is really awesome.
I mean, Vision is.
Vision's cool.
I mean, a freaking Infinity Stone. It's hard to beat that. I mean, like, Scarlet Witch's power originated from that same stone, but he has the freaking stone.
Yeah.
I mean, Infinity is in the name of the thing that is, like, at his core, basically.
But he doesn't use it all that well.
This is
That's
true.
the thing.
This is true. It's,
Vision needs to step up his game.
yeah, I feel like so much. I mean, at first, when he first, like, was created, I was like, oh my god, this is, like, gonna get crazy. And then it never really did. It never really got to the point where it was like, because it felt like he was like God. Like, I was like, so much can happen now with this infinitely powerful being, and then that never really happened.
Yeah.
I was like, he's aight.
Yeah,
He's
especially when you get to what is it, Infinity Wars, then you're kind of like, oh, he's questionable. What I did actually like was bringing back of the Red Skull. That was cool.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really cool like tie into like the beginning, and then like, oh man, he's awesome. Now at the end, the Grim Reaper, Red Skull.
Yeah, it's really cool to think about. I also, what was I going to say? Oh, WandaVision. That I really enjoyed seeing that recently. I don't know if you, Chris, or anyone else out there watching has seen the newer shows, the WandaVision and was it Falcon
and
Winter Soldier, and now Loki. I have not watched the second two yet, but WandaVision I saw. And what I loved about it is that even though it was a show released over the course of 6 or 8 weeks, each episode's only about 30 minutes, and so when it's all done, it's basically the length of a movie. Maybe a little bit of a long movie, but still a movie. So if you're hesitating watching it because you're like, oh, I don't want to watch a show, but if anyone out there, if you're a fan of the Marvel movies, it's definitely worth watching, and it'll feel just like watching one of the movies. It's, keeps you on the edge of your seat. It evolves. It's got the same production quality of one of the movies, and
I can't wait to see.
Gives you more of the story too.
Like Falcon and Winter Soldier and Loki, and like compare like the differences like in between the three, because there's already been so much talk and hype about like amazing Loki is, and like this new Disney series of like of Marvel shows that like Loki's been like the best so far, and I am looking forward to She-Hulk. That's going to be phenomenal.
She-Hulk?
And amazing. Yes.
Is that a show they're working on, or
yes.
Okay?
She-Hulk is going to be one of the next shows that they're going to launch. Which She-Hulk has an awesome storyline as well, and she's awesome. She-Hulk's amazing.
I don't actually know anything about it at all.
She's a lawyer.
Oh, we got a question from Virtual Des. Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, or the new ones?
Okay, let's.
So, for me, it's no contest.
Tom Holland is Spider-Man.
Yeah. So
Tobey Maguire is a little. No, I'm just kidding. I liked the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man until the others came along. It's like know. Batman. Like, we all liked Val Kilmer as Batman at first, and then it was like, oh, George Clooney? I can't beat this. And then we keep going along, we're like, oh, we're Christian Bale. Well, this is amazing. Yeah, that's how I feel about the Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, when Tobey Maguire was Spider-Man, I really liked him at first. And actually, I never agreed with this, but back in high school days, there was multiple people who were like, said I reminded them of Tobey Maguire. So at the time I was like, oh cool, like like I remind you of Spider-Man, that's a cool thing. But in hindsight, well, especially after the third movie came out, I don't really remember them that much anymore, the original Spider-Man trilogy. But I do remember that the third one I did not like. And I remember that...
Was the third one when he had like the symbiote Spider-Man, when he was like all dark?
Okay, you call it symbiote and dark, I call it emo. And I feel like he was wearing like eyeliner, and didn't he have like black hair that was kind of like, it was like literally,
I mean, it was very emo was what they were going for, his look. Like, there's no mistake about that.
I just was not a fan of that at all.
No,
and they had these like little, I remember this one scene where it was like a shot of him just walking, and he was just like, it's like different shots, and it's like almost like I'm trying to be cool kind of thing, but like I'm really not at all. And I was like, what is
Spider-Man's?
I was like, what's going on here? Like, this is Spider-Man. I want to feel like I really like this character, and I am the hero of the movie. I'm not really liking it at all.
Yeah.
So
I never got to see the other Spider-Man though. I haven't seen any Spider-Man other than Tobey Maguire. So the other two,
oh my god! Not... But you've seen like Civil War, and you've seen obviously the Avengers, the other Avengers movies.
Spider-Man movies. Yeah. Like I haven't seen Homecoming or the other, or
Far From Home.
Far From Home. But what's the other one?
I don't know his name, and I haven't seen it, and I don't really want to.
I heard it was good though.
Really?
Yeah, because Jamie Foxx played Electro, and I heard it was actually really good. So, but then Tom Holland comes along, and again, things just get better.
Yeah, I really like Tom Holland. I think I love like the dynamic with him and the other Avengers. I think is really cool. I actually have not seen Homecoming yet either. I did see Far From Home. I thought the story was a little predictable in that movie, but I also really liked it. It was a good movie, definitely worth watching.
I did see, what's the Spider-Verse one?
Into the Multiverse? Maybe?
Into the Multiverse.
I really love that. That was a cool movie. I was like, oh, what's this weird animated Spider-Man movie? Like, who wants to see that when you got all the Avengers movies? But it was so cool. I love the art style. And it was like, there's elements of the multiverse, as you can hear from the title. And so I loved... Jamie Foxx should not be allowed to act, but he wasn't bad at that movie.
Have you seen Project Power on Netflix? Amazing movie. You should watch that too. We talked about that one.
Did we? Which one?
That's the one where it's like another superpower like movie, and we were talking about how like it's in like our list, but you hadn't seen it, and it's something like the trailer looks amazing, but the movie itself is actually really really good. I suggest you see Project Power and tell me what you think about Jamie Foxx in that movie. It's really awesome.
It's a superhero movie, right? Okay. I'm open.
I wouldn't say superheroes, a superpower movie. Let's say that.
We could pull up some trailers for some of these things we're talking about, but I don't know if we'll. We'll have a few minutes left of our.
The show is going by so fast, and all we've done is talk about superheroes because that's my favorite topic.
It's true. We got like maybe 10 more minutes.
Yeah.
I think that's funny. I'm trying to think of something else Jamie Foxx was in that I liked.
I like Jamie Foxx.
I feel like I like him too, but there's no movies that pop into my head that I'm like, oh yeah, I love this movie though that he's in.
You didn't like Django Unchained?
I have not seen it.
Oh my gosh, that movie was great.
There is a scene in that movie that I have seen on the top of several different lists of like best improvised moments in movie history.
Wasn't that a Quentin Tarantino movie?
I don't know. But Leonardo da Vinci in that movie, there's a scene.
DiCaprio?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
If Da Vinci's in that movie, I'm
amazing,
super concerned.
Leonardo DiCaprio. I just saw an article like today or yesterday. I just saw the headline come across that it's about Leonardo da Vinci, so I'm sure that's on my mind. Leonardo DiCaprio was in that movie, and I guess there's a scene where he breaks a glass on the table.
Yeah.
And in real life, when he did it, there's like blood dripping down his hand.
That was real.
And it was real blood. And then in that scene, he's like grabs this woman by the face and is like rubbing his blood all over her, and she's like freaked out by it. But it was like not planned at all. It was totally improvised. That whole like how he handled it and what he did with it. And so, that I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah,
that
I
his
like
dedication to like the art and
Leonardo DiCaprio. Like he puts out some good movies. I wasn't a Titanic fan. I never fully watched Titanic. It's too long of a movie. Can't get down with it. And I was always like, I don't care for Mr. DiCaprio. But he's got older. He's grown on me. He's put out some really great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, he's a really actually awesome actor, in my opinion. Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street. He was Catch Me If You Can. Is that
Catch
him?
Me If You
Mm-hmm.
Can. Him and Tom Hanks, I think. Was that what it was?
I don't remember now. I remember loving that story.
It's a good one.
I can't think of any movies with Jamie Foxx where I'm like, oh yeah, I love this movie. I know isn't there a movie where was it him? Was he the one, or was it I don't know why I associate him with Gerard Butler. Are they like in a movie together? Who's in the movie?
I don't even think of it. Maybe.
I feel like they're in a movie together. In any case, if anyone's watching and has a good movie with Jamie Foxx, let me know. I remember there was a movie.
IMDb. I won't do that, but next time.
Yeah. So well, maybe you got a point there, Virtual Desk. If you're saying he shouldn't be allowed.
Go see Project Power.
Okay.
Netflix.
I'll watch. I'm open to that.
It's a really good movie.
If the trailer calls to me, I will watch it.
It's a really good movie.
How do we end up down this rabbit hole?
I was trying to think.
How did we arrive here?
Because he played Electro in Spider-Man. So
there it is.
Yes,
there it is.
That's right.
So
we were talking about the Spider-Man movies and the new Spider-Man movies coming out. Well, I don't know when it's coming out.
It's not.
But
so the last one was Far From Home, and isn't the next one like Never Going Home or something, or like
I don't know. It's supposed to be with like all the Spider-Mans. I don't know what. The
oh yes, thank you. I wanted to bring that up. I don't know if you know this, Virtual Des, but when you asked about which of our favorite Spider-Man, or which is our favorite Spider-Man, I thought this is really cool. Since they're bringing in elements, I mean, I assume this is why they're doing this, that they're bringing in elements now into the Marvel movies of the multiverse. They're going to have all three actors who played Spider-Man in this movie. And I don't know if they've explicitly told us or hinted this, or if I'm just assuming this, that I'm sure they will all actually be Spider-Man, like, but just from different multiverses.
That's what I'm assuming. Spider-Man does a lot of dimensional travel. A lot of people don't realize that.
It's awesome.
There's a lot of crazy dimensional things in the Spider-Man comics, and yeah, you get some weird stuff.
I'm really looking forward to that, though. Getting to see all three of them on screen.
Yeah, that would be
I
really
hope
cool.
they're all Spider-Mans, and that they're from different dimensions. That would be my preferable way to see them. Not just like, oh, look, we wanted to like honor them, so we made them an extra, like in one scene.
Oh, that would suck.
Right? I'm
no,
pretty
I
sure.
think they're going that route. I think they're going like multiverse route type thing. I mean,
so.
That's what and who knows? They might be bringing in Miles for all that. I mean,
that would be cool.
Been
Miles is from the multiverse, the animated one.
Yeah, he's a new. I don't want to say new Spider because Peter Parker still exists. He's just another.
But he's from a different
dimension of
yeah
universe of Spider-Man. Where there be a battle royale, Toby has actual web shoot from his wrist, not dependent on technology like the new one.
But okay, this is. But is his? I don't recall now. Was it dependent on technology, or did? I guess we never really saw. I never saw Homecoming, so I don't know how much of this is revealed in that movie, like his origin and how much, like, if the technology is assisting him, or if he's dependent on it.
Yeah, I don't know where the storyline is with all that with that.
I know in Civil War, like, you see how like Stark basically helps him by giving him upgrades.
Yeah, well,
okay. So
I've seen it in like both ways, where like he runs actually out of web cartridges, and that's been. I don't know if that's just like a writer like comic like type decision type thing or what.
But are the cartridges? But is it still like coming from him, what's in the cartridge, and it's just maybe like more of it since he can only make so much at once? Maybe.
So supposedly, like I've seen it that way as well, where it just kind of enhances like his usage of web. I don't know. That's something I would have to look into.
We should get Spider-Man here and interview
artists
him.
write different storylines and things change. We'll have Spider-Man on the show to explain exactly what comes out of his hands next week.
But I assume there's probably going to be not a battle royale, but yeah, you had an ED moment. I love it. So I assume there's not going to be a battle royale, but probably like some common evil that they will all have to face, multi-dimensional evil, perhaps. Again, I haven't seen Loki yet, and I know there's elements of time and the multiverse in that show, and perhaps the ending of that will give me some clues about this. I don't know. Also, highly recommend, if you haven't seen Shield, to watch Shield, because the final season...
Agents of Shield.
Agents of Shield, yes. The final season has some elements of this as well, of time, of, I think, the multiverse, if I'm remembering correctly. There's definitely a lot of time stuff involved, and I thought it was really cool how they did it. My favorite season of Shield, and yeah, although it's definitely a lot to get through if you haven't watched it, because there's 7 seasons of it.
I have not finished.
That's probably the biggest commitment I've ever made to any show.
7 seasons?
I'm trying to think. Oh, is there anything I've seen more of? Miss Manager? That's a good Miss Manager question. Is there anything I've seen more of than Shield? Ever?
Clock's ticking.
Trying to think of what shows are out there. I don't watch that many shows.
Friends.
Never. I mean, I had a friend that used to watch Friends, and so I've seen a lot of Friends. But
I thought you were gonna say you had a friend.
It's
like,
I mean, I have
count.
friends. I've seen. I don't think there's any other show I've seen that much of that's like consecutive episodes like that, where I know I've seen the whole thing.
Fun fact: the longest airing TV show right now is The Simpsons.
Simpsons, right? Yeah.
It's been running since
cool.
freaking forever. Since I was born.
They were. I might be mixing this up with something. The Simpsons was doing a special, I think, with Avengers or something. Some Marvel like mashup.
What haven't The Simpsons done?
Right? I just saw that somewhere. But I can't think of any other show. Community's one of my favorite shows, but they only have, what, 6 seasons?
Well, they fell short.
And even they're like shorter episodes than Shield. What other shows? Continuum? I think that only had like 3 seasons. That's a show that I highly recommend. That's from like All About Time as well, actually. I'm seeing a theme here in my interest.
Was that one of the ones we watched?
No.
Preview of?
Oh, maybe I showed you a trailer.
Okay.
I would definitely watch that show again.
If it's not better than Dark, I don't want to see it.
Dark, I think the best show ever made. Only 3 seasons. Anyone could watch it, in the course of a week. 8 episodes each, 3 seasons. Those are my kind of shows. Stranger Things, 3 seasons so far.
Stranger Things is good.
Only about 8 episodes each.
When's the next one supposed to come out?
Soon, I think.
That's all they keep saying is soon.
I know.
Netflix,
Soon. Umbrella Academy.
Soon.
See,
That's
I like
what
all
it
the
says.
all the shows I've seen only have like between 1 and like 3 seasons on average, and the occasional show like Community that has 6 seasons, and even that felt like more than I bargained for. Shield was
How many was Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
maybe 5, 6. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Fact checker.
Oh, that one.
Maybe 7 seasons.
Yeah,
8?
coming out with 8.
They're coming out with an 8th.
The last season.
Corey's gonna
Wait,
break
I
his
thought-
record.
Wow. But I feel like those were, again, shorter episodes. Maybe.
I mean, yeah, they're shorter
Possible.
than Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. There we go.
Yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. are like, those are hour-long shows on TV, but when you stream it, it's like 40 minutes or 45 without commercials or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
So somehow we got to TV shows.
This is where we are. This is what's happened.
Now we're at the end of this show. So,
That is definitely feels like a way to
to wrap this thing up, this show.
Since we're talking about
Show on the
shows, I just
road.
gotta throw a shout out to the OA, my other favorite show, along with Dark, ever made, and unfortunately it was canceled. I'm very sad about it. There's only 2 seasons, each of them I think 8 episodes again, and
We're gonna fight to bring the OA back.
I am still convinced that one day it will get brought back somehow. Like
Get
someone's
better.
gonna invest in it. I think about that show a lot. It definitely shifted something in me. Like some shows I like because they're just really good, like Stranger Things, really good show, lots of laughs, makes you think a bit. Like, oh, that'd be cool if that was real. Like, cool story,
Yeah.
really well made, but it's not
Jimmy
something that
Gordon.
like changes my life. I don't like think about Stranger Things all the time. It's just like if it's on, I've watched it, I'm like, wow, really good show, really like that show. A lot of shows are like that. The OA, that is a show that like changes you, and definitely changed me. So highly recommend. Very low commitment to actually watch it.
Get your life changed. Get revolutionized by the OA.
On Netflix, Netflix original. It is. I'll set you up. I'll tell you how it starts.
No.
Because there was
Okay.
just like one sentence, 2 sentences. Okay, girl goes missing. She's blind. 7 years later, she shows up again, and now she can see. And so yeah, that's how it starts. I'll tell you this: the whole first season.
That was good. That didn't reveal all the things.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like what they show you in the trailer of the show, or like the description on Netflix, right? The whole first season is setting you up for the second season. I'll tell you that.
But it's a good setup.
It's a brilliant setup, and oh yay, Margarita!
Hi.
Woo! Thanks, Margarita.
Thanks for liking.
Yay! And I know you
Glad
have
we
a.
stayed a few more seconds.
Yeah,
just
we
to
were
say
just
hi
about to wrap up.
Margarita.
I'm so glad I got to see your name pop up.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first season of the OA is setting up the second season. So definitely, no, what am I trying to say? For some people, the first like season is a little slow, but it just keeps escalating and escalating and escalating like through the whole entire thing. So, I didn't find it was too slow for me. But the second season is like a whole other level, and it just like blows my mind in so many ways.
I don't know if we had this conversation or not, but Virtual Des, did we talk to you about Dark? And if not,
Oh my god.
you should definitely come watch Dark.
Yay!
I want to see people's minds blow. Dark is dark for me because like I just want to see the brain matter of people's head just like just go all over the place. That's what Dark does. It blows your mind.
It does.
It's amazing.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
absolutely amazing.
If anyone out there is gonna watch Dark, I have talked about this on other live streams, on my personal live stream. Make sure you talk to me first because there's some tips I can give you as far as maximizing your understanding and appreciation of the show. It is a show that is so well thought out and so detailed that there's literally a website that Netflix made to accompany the show so that while you're watching it, you can tell it what episode you're on and it will summarize what you know so far so that you can keep track of what has been revealed to you to
Yes.
better understand what is unfolding before you. And brilliantly made.
It's amazing.
All 3 seasons, when you watch the last episode, you're still learning things about what you saw in the first episode. Like, so you think like, oh, that stuff already happened a while ago. It's unimportant now. No, like there's so many layers built into everything that
It's a show you'll never figure out. And that's
Yeah,
the most amazing part about it.
every time you think you know something, there's like another layer. And it's not like when you learn what those other layers are, some shows, they're like, it's like, oh yeah, like such and such was like this the whole time, and you're like, was it really? Did the writers really believe that? Like, or did they just, is it just convenient for them to say that now?
Right.
But in Dark, when you learn something later, you're like, oh, like that was figured out way back then, because now you can see it. You watch the show a second time, and you see all sorts of things that you never would have been able to figure out.
Yeah. Margarita says, love Dark. And Dark loves you, Margarita.
Yes.
Because you're a fan.
And we do too.
And we do too. Virtual Dad says, synopsis of the series,
Okay.
gore, death, sci-fi.
It's really
major
hard.
suspense.
It's really
That's
hard to give away, to say anything about the show without giving stuff away. I will say it is a show about time. That is one thing they'll tell you in the trailer. It is vague. I would say watch the trailer.
When you watch like the first couple episodes, you will see why the vagueness is so important. You will thank us and be like, holy shit, it's crazy, it's wild.
Yeah, so so the show's called Dark, and I will say this, I don't think you have this problem, Virtual Des, but some people out there might. I was like, I don't like to watch scary stuff. I don't do horror. I don't do gore that well. I used to be able to tolerate some of it. Nowadays, I can't do that much. I'll have nightmares, and for like many years after in some cases. So I just avoid those things. So this show, one of my concerns was that it'd be like too dark. It's like right in the title. I won't be able to watch it. And in the I will tell you this, or anyone else who might care, in the very first scene that you will watch, someone dies. And I was like, oh, I can't do this. The first time I turned it on, after someone recommended, I turned it off immediately. And I was like, nope, can't watch the show. Too dark for me. But I'm so grateful more people recommended it, and that I learned it was Netflix's like top-rated original show. And I went back and tried again, and I'm so grateful. Because it's real. There's not that much like death and killing. There are some scenes of that, but as a whole show, it's really not about that.
Yeah.
It's a show about.
Rachel Des says, why couldn't you say that in the beginning? That's all you had to say.
I think we have a little lag here, so I'm not really sure which part he's
I'm
talking
pretty sure
about.
it's probably the death scene.
The death scene in the first moment. But a show about time. And what I think you'll appreciate, Virtual Des, is that there are lots of... the show's like one big puzzle that you're sort of figuring out. And they're giving you so much information without even... He said, yes, sir. Without even really realizing what they're giving you. The other big tip I will give you is to pay attention to what people's names are. Because like for me, when I watch things, I'm like, yeah, I know who that guy is, like in that guy. But I don't really, if you ask me like, who's the name of that person in that show or that movie, I usually can't tell you.
But it's kind of like hard not to know who's who in this show, because just the way that it's set up, like you gotta like pay attention. Like it's just one of those shows. You
need to know exactly like what the names of the people are. It's gonna help you, because I don't think it's a spoiler to say like there will be some scenes where you will see other time periods. And so, such as memories or maybe other things. And if they're using people's names from different times, it's helpful to know, like, oh, that young person over there, that is so-and-so that I've seen who's older, right? And by knowing their names, that would be perhaps the only way you would know that.
Yeah.
Although I will...
All right, you're telling too much.
All right. I think I've given enough. I was just gonna say one other thing. The casting is so well done.
The casting is very awesome.
I think that person
an appreciation for the casting.
Needs to get an award. Whoever picked the people to play the roles definitely should get some award.
And you will see why when you watch the show.
Yes.
So watch the show and tell
The
us
music
what you think.
too.
Actually, don't even tell us what you think. Just come over. If the top of your head is blown off, I knew exactly what happened. So it's awesome.
I've had multiple people come to me while they were watching the show, and
Christian.
thanks, Christian.
Hi.
Yay.
Thanks for liking.
Let me do this. I haven't done this for a minute.
Oh wait. Okay.
Yay!
Yay! Appreciate the
That
support.
one. That's for Christian and for Margarita and for Virtual Des.
That's
Yes.
so funny. I was actually just thinking about you the other day, Christian. So I want to reach out. Happy to see you jump on our screen. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Last thing I'll say about Dark. I've had several
Okay.
people
Last thing,
who've
and then we
reached
gotta wrap
out
this up.
and been like asking me questions while they were watching the show, and like trying to understand some of what they've watched, and also when they have finished the show be like, okay, I don't understand this or that or certain things. So happy to do that for anyone out there who is watching it and wants to, or even just talk about it and theorize. Definitely love that. After you watch it and you get in the very last episode, last few, you'll see some things that are like, oh my god, like your mind starts to blow for a million different reasons. And there's like certain things in every season that now you're like, wait, what about that one moment or this thing? And you go back and you're like, your mind just continues to blow for a while after, like explode. Brains everywhere.
Crazy. Tell
It's,
you, brain matters all over the place.
yeah, it's true. It's true. So I think that's enough
What
of
an
our
awesome show.
Yeah.
We started off with Marvels and we somehow ended with Dark.
It's true. I feel like, oh my god. And if you knew what Dark's about, that would be very fitting. That we've ended here.
Crazy.
Oh my
All
gosh.
right. Thank you, everyone,
Yes.
for joining us on
Thank
this show
you.
today. This was a lot of fun. Thank you, Virtual Des, Chris Wheeler, Margarita, Christian, and anyone else that we may have missed. We thank you for your engagement and participation, and thank you for all who liked, followed, and been a supporter. Thank you, Virtual Des, who's one of our Patreon supporters. Woo! Special shout out to Virtual Des. And you too can be a Patreon supporter. Just go to corvandersgirl.com and support what Corey and I have been doing now for almost a full year.
It's been that long?
It's almost. January was our start, so we're just
Okay.
just
We're
past
like
the
half year.
halfway.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
just
okay.
past the halfway. But still, nonetheless, it's been fun. This has been a full year every week, most weeks, unless we were gone.
In Peru?
Yeah.
In the jungle?
In the jungle.
Or in the mountains,
mountains.
of Utah? The
Somewhere.
Rocky Mountains of Colorado?
It's, support the channel. Thank you, Virtual Des.
Yes, appreciate it.
Your support is very much needed, and we, get to upgrade our equipment.
Yes, we have. I'm currently looking at a microphone that's held together by rubber bands and Velcro,
Yeah.
and a picture. So,
We say that 85% of our show is technical difficulties, so today we ran into a slew of them. But we know with upgraded equipment, we can have a more smoother process.
it is true. One of these days. So we really appreciate our patrons, and really anything you can do. If you enjoy the show, you think someone else would enjoy it, by sending it to them. If you can't contribute to the Patreon, that supports us a lot.
Absolutely.
Inviting your friends to follow us. Liking us on Facebook, of course, but also subscribing over on YouTube
And
or
TikTok.
Twitch. We haven't started our TikTok yet.
But
But
TikTok is
if you're on
coming.
TikTok, definitely we're there, and we do have plans to start putting out some content. But certainly Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, definitely, and our Patreon, any of those things, sharing really supports. So we appreciate
Yes.
you, and of course, thanks for tuning in and commenting. That's always makes the show a lot of fun, and we love engaging with all of you.
Yeah.
So
And tell us what topics you want to hear as well. We love changing things up and having multiple different topics and conversations. So if there's something you want to see, let us know, and we'd be happy to make that happen.
yeah.
Tune in tomorrow for Corey's live stream at 8 p.m.
Over on my channel, facebook.com/CoreyCuber.
And then on Friday, we have game night happening again at 8 p.m. Well,
Oh, we
game
might
night
do game
happens
night a little
at
earlier.
8 p.m. usually. But we may start a little earlier with game night this week just because we have some special plans for a special
Yes.
friend. And we definitely appreciate them, so we want to support them. So game night this week may happen a little earlier, but usually 8 p.m. on Friday nights, where we play some cool games. I don't know what we're going to play this time. Last
Yeah.
we played Tricky Towers.
That was a lot of
Who
fun.
knows what's going to
It
happen.
was a 4-player competition building Tetris towers. That was fun. We had special guests, Grace Norrie and Miss Manager, on the air.
Never know, we may jump back into some Cuphead and really
Ooh.
challenge ourselves.
That's true.
If you want to see us fail a lot, watch Cuphead.
yeah.
Watch us play Cuphead.
Definitely. Virtual Des had a suggestion that we play some virtual reality.
Oh, yes.
That is definitely on our list. Looking into some of the technology things to make
We
it
want
more
to bring
fun.
Virtual Des in to play some virtual reality.
Yes.
With some Corvander's Girl commentary while he plays.
That would be a lot of fun. That's definitely on the list.
Yes, I like that idea. Other than that, I think that's all we have for this week.
I think that's it.
Okay. That's
Cool.
it.
Well, we love you all. Have an amazing week. And we will see you Friday evening for game night. And again, thank you for joining us tonight on Office Hours every Monday at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
Ish.
Ish.
And again, I'm Corey.
And I'm Lavander.
And we are
Corvander's
Corvander's Grill.
Woo, woo, woo.
Bye, everyone.
guys.
Love you all.